Hi friends, welcome back to Mama Michelle's Devos. I'm glad you're here with me today to talk about strength. If you've been following along, we've been talking about not our own strength, but the strength of our Father, the strength of His refuge, the strength of God's tower, and how sometimes we get in the way. Well, that, along with other things going on in my life, has gotten me thinking a lot about grace. I'm going to read from Ephesians 2 today on the topic of grace and look at it through a strength lens, if that makes sense. Ephesians 2, 8 and 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. I'm going to read that again. Not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not as a result of works, so that no one may boast. Have you ever found yourself comparing your sin? Well, at least I don't do that. At least I don't or even in reverse, oh, I could never be like because she is so much better at ing. It makes me think about how hard we are on ourselves and each other, and we just completely ignore grace. We are still trying to earn grace. We are still trying to prove ourselves or hate on ourselves, and that's just, neither one of those are good. Be humble, but don't hate yourself, because God did not die for someone that He hates. That goes for you and her. I definitely am hard on myself and on my kids. I expect my kids to be perfect, because that's what I'm training them for, but they're not. They're never going to be perfect by me making them do things. They're never going to be perfect by doing things themselves. The only way they can be made perfect is through the grace of Jesus. I expect perfection out of myself because I see my own weaknesses and I see my own cracks. I see my own little places in my armor that are breaking apart, but I don't see the grace. I am trying so hard to earn favor that I'm just crumbling. I also want to read a scripture from Romans. It's chapter 11, I think. Yes, verse 6. But if it is by grace, it is no longer on the basis of works. Otherwise, grace is no longer grace. What we're doing? Are we, I'm comparing myself to a Jew right now. I'm comparing myself to Israel. Oh, I hope I don't do that like they did. Ugh. We just can't stop, can we? Or I can't, at least. But are we? Are we looking at each other, looking at other people, and trying to judge their grace? And are we, by doing that, removing our own? Are we trying to live up to some code where we expect perfection out of ourselves and our family and removing the grace? Ugh, I hope not, mamas. I hope that we can recognize it if we are and nip it in the bud, because that is dangerous. That is unhealthy. That is exhausting. We cannot be strong on our own. Period. We cannot make it without grace. Kind of heavy today. Think about it. Think on that. Pray on that. I will see you Monday with a kind heart